Hi guys, welcome to Learn Electronics Repair. Here's a good question. How much electronics knowledge do you need to run a repair business? How much electronics knowledge do you need? I think a fair answer is the more knowledge you have, the more you can fix, and I won't deny that. But based on a lot of jobs that I see come into the workshop, you probably don't need to know a lot to actually make a living at this. So here's a selection of a few jobs I had in the last week. Just see what you think of these, and then let's chat about it together a little bit at the end. This was brought in to me by a friend of Detlef actually. So it's a Denon CD player, and he says that it works. Yeah, it plays music, but he has a bit of a limited choice of music to play because it won't eject the disc that's in it. Okay, so asked me if I could take a look, and I've never looked at one of these to fix on here before, so why not? Yeah, let's see if we can fix this thing. So I'll plug it in and switch it on. Oh, and it makes a whirring noise. Can you hear that? It's now stopped whirring. Stop doesn't do anything because it's stopped. Open. Close. So he's correct what he says. He didn't mention the whirring. Doesn't play. I'm sure he said there was a disc in here. No. Play doesn't do anything. Switch it off. So basically it makes funny noises really, that's the best way we can describe this. Switch it on. Just says close. Okay. So it's definitely not working. So let's open this up and have a look to see if this is something we can fix. Do you think this is something simple like the elastic band has fell off or something that drives the tray? Or do you think it's a dead hamster? The hamster, yeah. So inside these they have like a little wheel thing, like a little ladder wheel thing with a hamster on, and the hamster runs around and drives the wheel which opens and closes the tray. But if the hamster dies, then it doesn't come out anymore. I remember that. Yeah, the hamster on the treadmill, that's the one. Let's have a look. Can we get... Oh! Well, first of all, there's a disc in it. Always the best, part 2. Okay, always the best, part 2. Oh, it's like, yeah, early soulful sort of stuff, okay, mainly. A bit of pop. Right, so let's switch it on again, let's see what it does. Well, it doesn't do anything. Press the on button. Makes a funny noise. Says loading. Play. Stop. No, nothing else. Oh! That's eject. Try again. Eject. And that just came open now, so maybe we can see what's going on with this. I hate mechanical things, by the way. Oh. Well, I'm moving that as a wheel spinning round here. So there's obviously some sort of mechanical connection between those two. Eject. Let's have a look. I've switched it off, just having a nosy. I see what's wrong with it. So this is spinning and this is turning this thing here. But there should be like a belt or a band which goes from there to there. Can you see it? Get a torch will see it better. Oh, somebody asked about this a couple of videos ago. So it was from AliExpress. I don't know if it has any make or model number on it. It's just extremely bright torch. Yeah. Now we can see what's going on down here. So that band's fell off. Looks like it might be intact actually. Does that go? Let's have a look. Well, one end's wrapped around that, and it's in a bit of a knot. See it? So this looks like it might be a mechanical thing. Let's see if I can fix it, but I'm not much of a mechanic, I will say. Yeah, so this is going like there. You can see there's no elasticity in this as much as there should be. This is very stretchy. But I think I have some of these. I seem to remember I bought some at some point from AliExpress, like just a whole bag full of these for about €1 or so in different sizes. So let's see if we can find something that will fit on here and see if it will then work. Yeah, these things. I bought them like ages ago. I've never actually used one, but you know, just like a good idea at one point or other. Thought it may be useful. So let's see if we can find one of these that's a similar size to that. Well, that looks similar. And this is much tougher, yeah. It's not all kind of like sort of like elastic. Say elastic, but this thing's got like no sort of like rigidity in it. Let's see if this is the right size. Well, it's on, but that is much too loose. Okay, so I'll find something smaller than that. Okay, so it's on. I just then rotated this a little bit and it sort of went flat, like there might have been a twist in it before. Let's see if that works. Okay. On. Oh! That's on. Eject. Yes. So, simplest repair ever, pretty much. Hey! "20 tracks, play." It's playing. I'm not going to play it on the video. I have enough times of YouTube bitching about something being copyright, even though the law specifically says that if you're testing equipment that is being repaired or repairing equipment, then that is a fair use and the copyright is not breached in those circumstances. But I just can't be bothered to discuss that with them. So, okay, so that works. So let's see if we can find something else to look at to make this video a bit more worthwhile, yeah? So this is something else off Det actually. It's a little USB storage device basically. Maybe a RAID type storage device. It has slots for a couple of 3.5 inch SATA drives. Okay, these appear to be, are they switches or wire just goes to the fan actually. I think these are just mechanical so that when you open the drawer at the front, the drive ejects effectively. So you can see we can take the hard drive, shut the door I guess, something like that. Yeah, it locks in place. And then when you unlock it, yeah, that pushes it back out. So that's all it is. Now, Detlef says that the problem with this is that you connect a USB lead. Okay. USB type B, and the computer detects the device. But when you put a hard drive in, it doesn't see the hard drive. I've got a couple of drives here out of a machine I got at the car boot sale actually. So I'm not sure if these are good. I mean, I can test them, but just out of interest, we'll try these first if we have not much in the way of joy. we can try something that we know is good. For example, I can take something like one of these SSDs, yeah, just hold it in place, yeah, hold that back, so we can possibly try to detect that as well, give us some idea what's going on with this. Just looking down the side, we appear to have, yeah, a little switch mode power supply here, giving the 5 and 12 volts onto this little controller board. That goes to the ribbon cable here, which is a little front panel. What's this switch say? Oh yeah, RAID 0, RAID 1, big, and JBOD. These must be kind of like different settings for this. Yeah, not quite sure what the JBOD is. It's set to RAID 1 at the moment. Okay. And the little control board down there also goes to the USB. So this is a Fantech model MR35DU3. Okay, so that's what it actually is. Okay, I've just had a quick look. I couldn't find a user manual, but I could find what I wanted. So basically, RAID 0 effectively uses the two drives together, but not one to back up of the other. Uses them, it said stripping mode. I'm not sure if it meant striping rather than stripping, but there were two P's in it anyway. So stripping mode, it said, and it's to give maximum speed using two drives simultaneously. RAID 1 gives effectively maximum security, so you have one drive mirroring the other, which means that if you get some corruption of the data on one drive, it'll be okay on the other one for that part of the file. JBOD just gives you two independent drives, and big combines the drives into one. So you get, like, for example, if you put 4 terabytes in, it gives you effectively a single 8 terabyte drive. So to test this, I think, because I'm not sure what's on these two hard drives, and I'll probably want to test individually anyway, I'm going to set this to this JBOD, which basically means independent drive. So hopefully now I can test the two drive slots separately. Okay, we're ready to go. Plug the USB in. I'll just switch the hub on. We'll go to the computer screen. Let's have a look so we can see. Well, it doesn't seem to detect the unit at all. This is different from what Det was saying to me. Now this is just the local drives I have here. Let's take the drive out, power it off, power it back on. I think I actually have the wrong switch switched on. There we go, something's happened, I think. Something refreshed. No. So it doesn't come up and say anything. What happens if we put that in? Again, it flashed on the screen like there's some sort of communication happening, but nothing. Ah, we have it. Okay, so I'm not sure what's on these drives, but it's seeing that one. Let's try the other one. Okay, I'll put the other drive in. Go back over to the computer screen. Well, it seems like the first one has now disappeared. I can hear the drive spinning. Flashed. Ah, so it's seeing at least one. Yeah, it's seeing that one, but not the other one. Okay, I'll take the bottom one out. So I'll take this one out. What do we have now? Well, we still have a drive, okay. Let's take this one out. Okay, so they're both out. This is the other one, the one I put into the bottom slot. Let's try it. Plug that in there. What do we have? I can hear the drive spinning. Yeah, and this one wants formatting. Okay, so as far as I know, there isn't anything on these drives anyway. Okay, so we have an empty one. Let's just copy something onto it so we have something there. Just put a folder on there. Okay. I'll put the one in. So this is the one that had lots of files on. It had an operating system on by the looks of it previously. Let's put that in. Let's take it to the latch. Okay. Both disappeared. Okay, one of them, that's the one I put the folder on. But not the other one. I wonder if this bottom slot isn't working or something. It's looking like the bottom one of the two slots isn't working. Okay. I'll switch it off. Actually, yep, switched off. Let's try the other drive in the bottom slot. Okay. Switch it on. Let's start from like some solid ground that we're standing on that we know where we are, yeah? Okay, so that is the bottom slot. And that is the folder I copied. Okay. Right. I'll now put the other drive into that same bottom slot. I notice when you eject these, they kind of get like a red. Okay, the red. Put this one in. They go blue. Top one's gone like a purple colour. That one's gone blue. It's flashing. Yeah, so it's reading both drives in that bottom location. You don't suppose when I put both drives in it takes more power than the little switch mode can handle, so it effectively doesn't work. Let's try it. So that's in there. Yeah, this is now gone blue, this is now gone red. I've got it set to independent drives. Well, it's still seeing that one, but crazy things are happening. The light's flashing now. And it's saying it needs formatting again. And then they both disappeared. So he's right, there's something really a bit strange going on with this thing. Okay, so I've put the one with the logos folder on. This is the one that just said wanted formatting. Now it's come up with this still there, so obviously that wasn't the case. Just put the bottom one in. Do both in. I've put the other camera there now, guys. Should have done that before so you can see what's going on. So bottom one's on red, top one's on blue. This is one with the logos folder on it, the top one. And that's the one that it's seeing, not the other one. Try again. Blue light came on, you see them kind of flashing. We've got the logos one. Now you can see this one's flashing now, but it doesn't read it. I swear this is something to do with the power supply. I can't think of any other particular reason. I mean, obviously there could be some other particular reason why it doesn't read both. That's logos out, that's gone. No, I have it wrong. The bottom one is logos. Top one back in again. Bottom one, the light's gone red. Well, that's actually the one I can read. I'll just prove that if I take that one out. What is going on here, guys? Out. Now the clips broke off. It's died. Oh no. That's going no further, guys. Sorry, Detlef. Well, guys, you can see what happened here. This thing is obviously not very solid. I mean, I wasn't doing anything forceful to it. It just broke. But I think all in all, probably, this has a faulty power supply. This little power supply down here, I think, probably can't power both drives properly together. Although it's a bit irrelevant now, I wonder if we can actually get a cable down there to see. I'm not quite sure how I'd actually get into there, actually. This little switch mode, well, all the capacitors look okay. So not just something like that for sure. Okay. I've got another one of these Powerhouse Horizon mixers here, 1208. I've fixed a few of these now. These are all effectively coming from the same company, Power Sound. And I think the guy who brought me this one in said there's some problem with the digital section or something like that. So let's just switch this on and let's see what it does, I think. And it does power up. Studio Master Power Sound. And it just says, yeah, that's an effect auditorium. Well, this is changing when I turn the knob, so I assume that something isn't like hung up in the digital section. At least I can select things. That's probably a good start. We'll stick some audio in and let's see what it does. Okay, and we'll play off YouTube. Then YouTube can't say there's some copyright issue with this. But I don't have any audio. Let's see. No, so the mixer's working. I can see. I'll show you guys. There. So this is working, but there's nothing coming out of it. So that's what the problem is. I do have speakers attached to it. You can see the connectors there. Maybe something just isn't switched right here. Well, you press these buttons to say listen and the audio goes off. Yeah, from what I can see, guys, that should be playing audio, and it isn't. Let me try and find some headphones to see if I can hear anything on the headphones. I couldn't find any headphones, but this is the connection from my PC speakers. It's just a little jack adapter. So we pulled that in here. Yeah, we have audio. So I think we can say that the mixer section is working okay on here. Yeah, but there's probably something wrong with the amplifier. I think that's where the problem is with this. Well, guys, I started thinking about this. So the amplifier's not working, and I actually spotted the reason why. And this happens more often than you might think, to be quite honest, with stuff that comes into the workshop. So the problem with this one, and let's just line up some music off YouTube because it can't be beating copyright, can it? Let's just do this. YouTube, okay. So the problem with the laptop then, well, basically this has a broken power connector here. If we have a look at it, we can look inside it, maybe get a torch just to shine down inside there, or maybe we don't even need to, because I think you can see that the center connector is broken off. That's why the laptop is dead, as the customer says. The battery's flat, it won't charge, it won't power on. And that's basically because no power can get into it, you can see in there. So this job is basically just soldering. If you can master some fairly basic soldering skills, these are not too difficult to do. And this is a nice little earner, to be quite honest, for the amount of time it takes to do the job compared to the money you can get for the job. So let's change this power connector and then see if the laptop actually works. These sort of connectors are not difficult to change. You can see this is actually through hole, so it actually comes through the board itself. Okay, I'm not too worried about melting this one slightly, which will probably happen because once we clean the holes, we can fairly easily fit the replacement one without melting it basically. And what I need to do now basically is to warm this up. I'm going to heat it from the underside, and I'm going to get hold of this. In fact, I'll probably stick something inside it, like just a desoldering tool. I'll show you the sort of thing I have in mind. Something like this, which I can get inside there, and then I can literally just pull it downwards, okay? I'm using this just a lid off an old satellite receiver. You've seen it before, guys, if you've seen the channel. Just stops me burning the bench, basically. And I'm going to use hot air. This is the Quick 861DW that I use. I find it's a very good hot air station. It's well worth investing in a good hot air station, guys. You can get something decent in the region, less than €200, and that thing will pay for itself over and over again, I assure you. I've had this one since 2019. It's made me a lot of money, yeah? So we'll just keep working on this, just warming it up. I'll try coming from the side a little bit. I want to get the metal frame around the connector hot. Just push that inside there. And look, it just came off. It just fell out of the board. You saw that, yeah? So there was no stress on it, no strain. It's cleanly out. What I will do, now the board is warm, I will clean up the holes. Hopefully I'll be able to do this with solder braid. I'll put that fresh flux on. Okay, and we'll try and clean the holes. This is definitely best done while the board is hot. Okay, you can see they all come clean. I think one here just wants a little bit more. Okay, and then we'll try the one where the actual power connector comes in, which is there. This is just proving a little bit more difficult, so we'll turn it over. Add a bit of leaded solder to this side. And we'll have another go. Okay, still proving a little bit tricky. Come back to this side. I'll just warm the area up again. It helps. Okay. Another go. And we have it. Now you could use a vacuum desoldering tool. If you've watched the channel, guys, you know I have several different ones, but that worked well enough just using braid, flux. You can see a little bit of reheating helped. So we'll let that cool down. Now we can just fit the new connector. There's quite a bit of flux on this, you can see on both sides. I'm actually going to clean this up before I solder the replacement and then clean again afterwards. I'm doing this because it's easy to get under where the connector goes. This is down to personal preference, I think, really, the way you prefer to work. For me, this is the better way. But, you know, guys, we all have our own different methods to some extent. Yeah, okay, so clean that up. Same on this side. Okay. Let's fit the new one. But first, let's just dry this off with a bit of kitchen roll, because all we've really done is liquidize the flux with the ISO and spread it across the board. You can still see some around these capacitors, you see it here. Okay. Looks good. Let's see if the replacement connector actually fits. Well, it's here. Okay, it looks like the right one. Yeah, it sits in there just fine. Just get a focus on it. Okay. I'll just try and light onto here so it stays in place. Yeah, it's in place. So normally with these, I'll just try and tag down one of the pins from the frame, and then I can sort of push on this and just remelt the solder and make sure it's sitting flat in the board. But for now, I just want to get some solder on one of the pins, and of course the soldering iron wire cords in it. This happens, guys. Okay. A bit more flux now, just fresh flux. Just make sure that is actually sitting flat. It's fairly flat. Bit of solder. Just on the one pin at the moment. So that should hold it in the board now, and I can actually now press from the other side. Won't be too hot to hold, and get it sitting flat. So you can see at the moment that is fairly flat. This side, it actually isn't bad. Okay, so I'll just let it just push on the other side now, remelt that solder. With a bit more on the soldering iron. Yeah. I just felt it move very slightly. We can see, you can probably hear it, that is proud of there. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks flat to me. Other side. Yeah, looks good. So now we can solder it in place. What I'll probably do now is solder this pin, because I don't want this thing melting and falling back out. So we'll go for this one. Okay. Now we can work our way around it. Again, a little bit of extra flux, won't do any harm. Okay. Yeah, that looks really good, guys. Let's just clean it once again, then we'll try it. Ready to try. I just have the laptop partially assembled at the moment, so let's just see if it actually works. So there's the power button while the green light's on. Oh, it is working, so I see the, yeah, BIOS screen. So I'll continue to just reassemble this one now, but this looks like it is working. Switch the power off. Yeah, and off it goes. So the battery no doubt needs charging as well. So let's just put this back together, then this can go on one side and we can just leave it to charge. The hard drive's now fitted, so yeah, start Windows normally. Okay, this is in Russian, this one. It looks Russian to me. You're going to tell me it might be Greek. I had it wrong last time. It's all Greek to me, guys. It's all Greek to me. Which means it's probably Russian. Yep, there we go. I have another laptop here. This one's from Bjorn in Puerto Rico again. He says the power supply is sparking. I'm not quite sure what he means by that, but that's what it actually says. The power supply is sparking. Intel i5, broken key on the keyboard, and another broken key. But he's asked me to look at it. So, what does he mean by power supply sparking? Let's see. In fact, actually, no. Let's just check first if there's a short circuit on the input. Oh, I can't easily get down there. Have I got maybe something that will fit down here? Yeah, maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, this might fit, and I can measure the resistance across here. Let's see. Well, it goes in the socket. Just balance this up like so. Okay, there's the meter on continuity. You can see it and hear it. Does this read like a short? Well, that's short because I'm touching that twice, but no, it doesn't read short, so I'm not sure what he means. Let's put the power supply on and plug it in and see if we can see anything sparking. Oh! You didn't see that, guys. We were looking at the wrong end. It did sparkle, like the sparks came out of here. I don't want to do that again. I've switched it off now on the power. Didn't expect that at all. I'm sure you heard it, though you didn't see it. Let's just, yeah, go on, let's do that. Well, nothing happened now. Power supply sparking. There's definitely sparks came out of here. Is there a short on? No, there won't be a short on this because it didn't blow the fuse. The lights still lighting up. That's me from my isolated supply. So, I think the centre pins broke off this as well. Yeah, not too sure about that at all, that power supply. Well, we'll have to switch it back on again and see whether or not it powers up, I think. I'll put it where you can see it this time. So previously I just plugged this in while the power was on. The power's off at the moment. Let's connect this on here, put some volts. Okay, switch it on and see what happens. Ah, you saw it, yeah. Ah, you've seen it. So there's something going on with this. Interesting. I'll just try another power lead. Well, I've found another one. It's got a UK plug on. I'm going to stick it into this adapter. Stick it in the same slot in there. I'll just switch this on first. I mean, nothing's going to happen, you know. Let's plug it into the power supply. Okay, let's see what this does. Well, there's no sparks. That's the good thing. Is the power supply working? Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, 19.8. So the power supply seems to work. What the hell can be doing that? I mean, I don't know. Do you know, I think I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just going to find another power lead for this. I'm not even going to try and figure out why sparks are coming out that one. Guys, comments, yeah. But it ain't worth messing with. If I look around in the van, I know I've got some spare leads like this type, yeah. Let's power the laptop up and see if it works. Okay. Well, yeah, it's powering up. Don't get a picture, mine, but oh, hang on, maybe. Yeah, so it's just saying the battery is very low. Yeah, may need to be replaced. Okay. May just want a good charge. Okay, so that was a lot of fun. The only thing I can think is there must be like a bad connection here somewhere. Anyway, like I said, not worth messing about with, but good question. Yeah, how much do you charge for this sort of repair? Yeah, comments. Well, you can see I get all sorts of things coming here. Faulty customer is quite a common one. I think if something fails, it's about 50-50 between whether it's the customer who failed or the item that failed. I see that a lot. I'm guessing probably some of you guys see the same. The one with the sparking plug, I really don't know. I mean, surely they could just go buy another lead, but there you go. That's what was wrong with that one. Different. I'm still not quite sure why it was sparking, but it wasn't difficult to fix, that's for sure. So, hope you enjoyed that little selection. Sorry about the one with no audio, but that happens sometimes. See, even things here go wrong. And I look forward to seeing you all soon on another electronics repair video. Ciao for now, guys.